Back for part 5 of fitness myths / just bullshit online to keep your eye out for. The first thing to keep an eye out for is any AI food tracker. If you see someone promoting these, run far, far away. I just have a really hard time believing that the app, just by looking at the food, has any idea what the food was cooked in, if you use regular versus low-fat cheese or 80 versus 85% beef, etc. Tracking food is great. Just take the extra 30 seconds to do it yourself to ensure it's accurate. The next myth is that processed food is inherently bad or is going to hinder you from reaching your fitness goals. I may be getting a bit too much into semantics here, but everyone's been so big on demonizing anything quote-unquote processed. Like, yeah, if you want to lose weight, crushing 10 Pop-Tarts or going full Rich Piana mode and having a pint of Ben & Jerry's a day probably isn't the best pathway to do that, but technically yogurt and shredded cheese, for example, are quote-unquote processed. So my point here is to not demonize food and just eat in a way that's sustainable for you and your goals, and don't let influencers eating ribeyes, eggs, and avocados off a wooden cutting board scare you from eating food that's